What's up? Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. You may notice we're in a bit of a different setup here. I'm at Charlie's house in LA, and I thought that I would record. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a Blumhouse film produced by Universal that just came out a few days ago as of recording this, and it's based on the video game series Five Nights at Freddy's. This is the second film in the franchise, the first one, which was a little bit split on critics' reviews, and this one seems to be about the same. I will be giving you a little bit of a three-parter here, where at first I'm going to give you a non-spoiler review for those of you who still want to see the movie but want to know my thoughts, and then we will be going into a more spoiler review where I talk about some of the specific things within the movie that I liked or didn't like. And the third part will be a little segment about me talking about what I personally want with the next movie as well, because if this does well enough in the box office, we are most likely getting a third one. Also, do not go into the comment section. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of spoilers discussed. If you are commenting about spoilers, please try to tag them with spoiler or something like that. But also, if you're trying to avoid spoilers, I'd recommend just not going into this comment section. Starting out with a non-spoiler review, overall, I thought it was good. If you are a big fan of the series, I think that there's a lot that you're going to love. I think that a lot of the highlights, of course, are the physical props, the effects. I thought that the way that the animatronics were really good. I thought that a lot of the acting was pretty good as well. However, if you are not a fan of the franchise and you've only seen the first film and you're going into it because you want it to be a good horror film, I would say that there are a lot of things that this film does in which you might leave a little bit confused because of the fact that this film isn't really for the general audience. It is mainly for Five Nights at Freddy's fans. This is a movie that listened to the fans and put a lot in because of that, and it is very apparent that they did that. If you are a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 fan, I will be honest and I will say that this movie makes a lot of interesting decisions in regards to the original story and translating that to the screen. Fnaf was a series that was very much written as it went, and it is very apparent of how kind of the lore is and how the lore was also given, and so the fans had to sort of create a storyline around it. And the thing is that this is not that story. This is Scott's way of sort of rebooting the series as he wants to tell it with all the experience that he has now, establishing a very new timeline with new characters, new interpretations of already existing characters, and I believe that you should really keep that in mind when watching this film. You do have to pay attention to this film. This is one where they're introducing a lot of concepts very quickly, and it's kind of easy to get lost in it. There were definitely a lot of choices that were made and a lot of introductions to certain concepts that definitely feel like they were more so setting up the next film, which in my opinion, I believe that they probably should have focused more on establishing the storyline in this one, but I completely understand that, it's a series. You want something to lead into the next part, and that's kind of what happens. But I still think that overall they did a good job of telling the story that they wanted to tell. I think it was good. I think that you should go see it if you're a fan of the franchise. There are a few things that I will critique in my spoiler part of the video, but even if it won't be exactly what you want it to be, overall, I think that it's worth seeing. Now I'm going to go into the spoiler part of the video. So if you don't want to see that, if you're about to see the movie, please click off right now and then just come back to this when you finish the movie and just hear my thoughts. Hi, so I had a little bit more time to think about this film, especially after watching it a second time. Before I go into a lot of the spoilers, which are a little bit more critical, I thought I would say that this film does do a lot right. I thought that a lot of the cameos were really fun. I thought a lot of the little surprises were really fun. The random one frame of Shadow Bonnie really got me. Circus Baby looked absolutely fantastic. Really loved the voice acting of Toy Chica, of Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie. The voice that Matt Pat used was really fucking funny. I was actually able to talk with him at the Iron Lung premiere about it, and he said that even he was surprised at the voice that they chose, which I thought was really funny. As a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan, there was a lot for me to enjoy, and as a film fan as well, I thought that a lot of the shots that they did were just really fucking cool. I do go into a lot of, I would say, very critical things after this, and I say that I still honestly stand behind them. While the film was good, I would say that I am more so worried about a lot of the story elements that they very much changed, and I'll get more into how I feel going into the third movie, I think after, my little spoiler review as well. Let's start from the very beginning. I thought that the opening sequence was fantastic. It shows Charlotte saving a kid from getting murdered by the yellow rabbit. She ends up, dying and getting picked up by the marionette, and I thought that was an absolutely beautiful opening. I don't really have any notes with that. With Charlotte, we also get introduced, finally, Henry Emily within the series. My only wish is that it did dive deeper into him as a character. It's kind of me being a little bit more biased towards the game story and his role in it, but with how much they advertised him and how much they had him going through everything, I was like, maybe he will be more in the film. I just wanted to see more of Skeet Ulrich, honestly. I thought that he did great. I loved the scene that he was in, but that's my problem with it, is that it was a scene. It was just one. Now, speaking of differences between the game's story and the movie's story, I think the biggest one that will probably be talked about by a lot of FNAF fans is the separation between Mike Schmidt and Michael Afton. We have a Michael Afton in the film, which is a lot. It's a lot to take in. As soon as they said that there was a security guard named Mike in the original location, I thought there's no way. There's no way that they're splitting him into basically two characters of sort, until I kind of realized that Mike Schmidt really has no story resemblance to the original character of Michael Afton. Michael Afton's inclusion in the movie isn't necessarily my main issue with him. I think that still including him could have been a fantastic addition to the series. However, I feel like they kind of got rid of a big part of who his character was and sort of just turned him into a villain, because Michael Afton's character in the game is one of intense sorrow and regret, and I find that absolutely beautiful that he went to all of those locations that he did in order to be able to try to right the wrongs of his father. I feel like it's hard to compare the movie story and the game story, especially when they are very much defined to be different. I just wish that he did do more. I wish that he could have been more of a driving force. I don't really know what purpose he serves other than to just be there as a villain, which we've got a lot of those already. If his character was completely gone from the film, it still would have been pretty much the same film, to be quite honest with you. He does, disappear at the end, which shows that he will have more of a role in the third film, but I just don't really feel like I like Michael Afton as another villain of the series. So I'm really hoping that they are able to stick the landing with this third film, because honestly, I'm kind of nervous about it right now. Now, with Charlotte and the Marionette as a whole, I thought that they did a fantastic job in the very beginning of showing her and showing who she was and showing her, her overall kind of character. But again, I have the same problem with it that I do with Michael, in the sense of I just am kind of sad that they got rid of, again, such a pivotal part of her character, which is she's not only, yes, a vengeful spirit that wants to undo the wrongs that were done to her, but also she is one that helps the children and helps the children's lost souls as well find new homes. To have her be lifted up into the puppet's arms was a beautiful visual in the beginning. I personally just kind of feel sad that we won't get some of the beauty that is the puppet's story. I've already kind of spoken about it a little bit, but I feel like I should lend a little bit of grace because of the fact that this is Scott's sort of retelling of the series as a whole. It's unfair for him to be consistently weighed down by what people expect from the games, but also at the same time, I feel like it's very, very hard to separate the two when they say that the movies are made for fans of the games, but then they change so much of the original story that it's sort of hard to juggle the two. I think that they have a really good opportunity with the third film, though, to re-strengthen everything that I said earlier. I think that they could go a lot deeper into Michael Afton. I think that they could definitely go a lot deeper into Charlotte as well. I think that if they do more to flesh out Henry and Emily's very established relationship within the series itself, then I think that it's going to be a fantastic trilogy overall. I feel like this movie overall is good. I think that there's definitely a lot more that could be done, but the kills, I feel like a lot of the story elements were really good. I felt like Emily's speech was really good. I feel like it set up the third film very, very well, which was what I was hoping an aspect of the second one would be. So yeah, overall, I feel like the film was a really good time. So I've had a little bit more time to think after seeing the movie again, and I would say that my ultimate opinion, after watching the second movie going into the third one, is I'm honestly kind of concerned. I worry that it's going to have to do a lot in order to be able to catch up with how much was set up in the second film. Like, for example, we are going into the third film with 3 villains, so to speak. We're going into it with so much, and I worry that just some of the things that, fans are really, really excited for that they introduced in the second movie are going to end up not taking as big of a place as they should within the third film. But also I feel like I really don't know what the direction is going to be for the third movie. I know it's going to have something to do with, Fazbear Frights, the haunted house, Springtrap, and everything like that as well, but I just feel like as of right now, I feel like it is so different from, the source material that that I feel like I just don't really even know what to expect, and I worry about a lot of the choices that might be made with the third film. So yeah, I hope that this made sense. I kind of just sat down and rambled for a bit, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more movie reviews like this, let me know. I would love to do more of these. I had a really fun time both watching the film and thinking about it afterward and making a video about it. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe. Please let me know, because I would love to do more movie reviews like this. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be hopefully this month. I don't know. We'll see. All right, bye-bye.